one really disturbing dream later, and it is Tuesday. We went from Monday to Tuesday. What strange things will Tuesday bring? Let's find out together in part 8 of Disco Elysium. First of all, let's see if we can't go wake up Lieutenant Kim. Or maybe he's actually already... Hello? I guess he's not there? Maybe he's already awake? Oh. We're... Oh, that's open, okay. And there we are. There Kim is. Kim wants to talk. I'm always up for talking with... Good morning.
Morning.
He gives me a quick nod.
Looks like we can get to work at once. The Union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them.
Are these the men the guard told us about yesterday?
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said.
Yeah, I had a rough night's sleep too. I dreamt I was talking to myself while being the hanged corpse. So yeah. Don't want that again.
One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it.
He crosses something out. So what do you mean by rowdy?
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the Union. These men here, men who drink beer for breakfast, there's talk of an armed wing of the Union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
Remind me, why do we need to talk to them?
Everything points to the Dock Workers Union. The belt used for hanging him, tracks in the mud, the circumstances in Martinez, my preliminary information. Which may, of course, all be wrong. But we still need to talk to them, and it won't be easy.
Agreed. But there are so many of them. Maybe we should call in reinforcements.
That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay?
So what you're basically saying is that the RCM is afraid of the Debarders. Debarders? The Union. Alright, let's roll.
One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
True, we could, but we're here now, and they are here now, so why not?
Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right past. Do it on your own terms. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
I am very curious.
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
Might as well take the bull by the horns, I say. Hello.
Just a moment.
The old woman turns back to the cafeteria manager.
She's agitated, judging from the way she keeps pulling at the frayed edge of her blanket.
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
The cafeteria manager appears genuinely apologetic.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
She turns back to me with a wary smile. Good day, ma'am. Is everything all right?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working. The Union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
She sighs. Wait, what's wrong with the phone line?
The manager was vague about it.
She frowns.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask God, maybe.
Yeah, that does seem very strange. Either you... Why did you need to use the phone anyway?
To let the young woman who's house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them.
Your husband and his friends... His friend, not friends. His friend. Still missing, huh? This smells like a case to me.
I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
She looks down.
A little missing persons puzzle might just be the thing to take your mind off the hangover.
Alright, I'll bite. Has your husband gone missing before?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully.
A cold breeze hisses through dense thickets of reeds. Something sweet in it, somnolent. A damp chill goes down your spine. When you look around, you're still in the whirling in rags.
But you have more important things to worry about.
She glances out the window towards the bay. So what was this expedition your husband was on?
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect.
Extremely rare, you say?
But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the waterlock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
Wait, who's this Gary person? Do you trust him?
Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that.
She smiles.
Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day.
But everyone has a price. Are they in a rough neighborhood?
There's a nameless old fishing village nearby, but we've never had any trouble there before. There is a lot of crime around here, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. Also, we just had a murder.
I can't say it's the best part of town, but I wouldn't worry too much about a pair of grown men traveling together.
There's that too. Yeah, sure, fine.
Some fringe science is exactly what's needed right now. Spice up that vanilla murder investigation.
No, that sounds like police business. I will help you find your husband.
Are you sure we have time to go chasing after bug hunters just now? I did suggest we play it cool, but...
The lieutenant tilts his head towards the vigilantes in the cafeteria. You know, it's just a little side thing. We'll do it down the line. We'll pick it up and we'll keep an eye out. We'll keep an ear to the ground and eyes in the... Not eyes in the sky, then we're gonna miss everything, but we'll do it. Just... Do forgive me, ma'am, if I call it a little side thing.
If you say so.
He is so tired of me.
Oh, thank you, officers. Truly, I'll be right here if you come across any sign of Morel.
The waterlock on the canal is broken. Is it? Did we already check that? Tell me more about this rare insect your husband is looking for.
Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
Yeah.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
Okay, yeah. Okay, you're right. I don't have time for insect facts right now. Let's talk about something else.
Of course, dear.
Tell me more about Morel. Looks, character, your relationship.
Oh, dear. I'm not sure where to begin.
Well, what does he look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. and his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
Okay, so he slightly grumpy, so he said, resting bitch face, very bright eyes, and curious, very, very inquisitive fella, and quite calloused hands, okay? But very, very kind.
You can't go around Revachol feeling grown men's hands. If you want to find her husband, you'll need more concrete information.
I have probably done worse than feeling grown men's hands. Let's try again. If I were trying to meet him on the street, what would I look for?
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
So he's a white-haired dwarf.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
Are dwarves even part of this world? Probably not. This is not a fantasy world.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case.
Alright. I don't think I need to know how long they have been married, but I might as well ask, how long have you been married?
We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn.
Nice.
Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
I mean, every year is a milestone. Just make every anniversary, make the most out of every anniversary, because you never know how long you have. Live in the present. Sure, worry about the future. Don't worry so much about the past, learn from the past, but live in the present. I don't think I need to know how they met. I think I have all the information I need. Let's move on. I have a lot of things to do today. I can't stand here chattering with you for too long.
I hope I've been useful.
The waterlock on the canal is broken, so your husband is probably just stuck on the other side of the coast. Do I know that for sure? Let's say I know that for sure.
Oh my. What happened to the waterlock?
Probably just some technical problem.
Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you. You've spared me another sleepless night.
Cut to me finding him face down dead in a ditch somewhere.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
Oh, of course, certainly, ma'am.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the waterlock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
You know, if I see him, I'll let him know you're here. When or if I get there. For sure.
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
That's all for now, ma'am. Of course we're gonna be nice.
Wow, so someone's been a little boring.
Wait, what?
Yes, my standard liege. Someone's seen all sorts of wild ideas pop off and thought, I'll take the boring one. The regular, please. The brown.
Look, I'm just trying to do my job here. No need for extravagance. I think we've had enough extravagance and other shenanigans for the rest of our lives.
Of course you do. Let's get right to it. My lord's copotype is regular cop. I'll let everyone know. I'll send out a telefax.
Wait, this will be my copotype now?
Yes, the type of cop you are, sire. Think of it as a caste, a class even, a nation of regular law officials that you belong to. It comes, of course, with the usual benefits.
Yeah, sure, I can be a regular cop, but it's better than a sorry cop. Why not send out the telefax? I am not ashamed. Let everyone in the kingdom know that I am now a regular cop.
Done and done. No actual communiques will be sent, of course. That would be too dramatic.
Says drama. Alright. And what is this then?
Jamais vu. Derealization.
Uh-huh. A thought is done.
Jamais vu. The opposite of déjà vu. Not already seen, but never seen. Everything that should be familiar appears strange and new like some half-forgotten day in your childhood. Only now. That's the feeling you've been having. And for who knows how long. You should go and ask Joyce Messier about this. What world are we in? This is a fundamental question.
Well, sure, we'll get to Joyce eventually. I'm so tempted to unlock another thought because I still have the rigorous self-critique, which we can't do anything about. I could just forget something. I could forget about this one. Learning cap for perception raised to 5. Speed gives 1 sight. And I rejected speed, so this thought is just... Forget this thought. Thought will be lost forever. Forget thought for 1 point? No, fuck you. I don't want to spend points on that. I want to spend points on whatever I need to unlock the supernatural investigation over there. The cursed one. We also have a regular law official here. -2 Inland Empire. Nothing funky. Okay, so it looks like you've got a bit of the normal in you. A touch of the regular. 4 grams of Johnny Normal Cop. Who would have thunk it? You, the extremist of all the cops. You said some pretty boring things back there, and now you have 2 choices. You can either leave it behind and forget about it, or you can try to utilize your normalcy, internalize it. Get a touch of vanilla back into the herring-flavored egg and licorice ice cream of your mind. I mean, I like herring, but herring-flavored egg and licorice ice cream? Not in my ice cream, thank you. Does it say anywhere how many points I actually have? There, I guess. 1 point. So, we're picking up new quests all the time. Well, new investigations. Oh, what's this? Just leaving a knife out? The tomatoes are so thinly sliced you can see through them. That's a very thinly... Oh, the gardener is inside? Good day, gardener.
Let me handle this.
The woman says to the crowd in the mess hall before turning to you.
Detective skin color. I'm still black, as you can see. Do you have any more keen-eyed observations?
Yeah, I'm sorry for pointing that out. I was very hungover.
Her entire character has shifted. This young woman is cold as ice.
Oh, okay.
She's right. You're basically an epidermochromatic police officer.
I just wanted to know more about the place before I check it out. That's normal.
Yes, extremely normal. I'm not a gardener, by the way. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union.
She crosses her arms.
So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardy? You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does.
She points to the man on her right, Titus Hardy. Okay.
That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
Uh-huh.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
What if I want to talk to you and not Titus?
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
Mm-hmm. Why are you so aggressive? Aggressive?
Aggressive? You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
So, just because you're just a dock worker doesn't mean you can't kill someone.
So you were spying on us, and now you represent murder suspects. Just dock workers.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob. enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Right now, we're just trying to solve a murder, lady.
Fuck yeah.
The tall, broad-shouldered man takes a sip of his beer.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders.
Oh, I like that. Good start. Let's take it a step further. Armed uprising. What are the Union's plans?
Look, a comedian. Do your job, ask your questions, then get out of Martinez.
No.
Strange. It's as if people don't believe a cop could be a socialist revolution.
Yeah, let's not go further down into the communist rabbit hole, please. What are you going to do to me? The lieutenant is not satisfied with the approach. Uh-oh.
What are we going to do to you?
She starts laughing. It's a cold laughter, completely devoid of joy.
The Union isn't going to do anything to you. It is not a crime syndicate. It is a labor organization.
Goddamn right it is.
If anything, it is the RCM who do things to people. But we digress.
So what's your role in all this?
Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems?
Yeah, maybe, actually. I should talk to Titus then. I guess we'll talk to Titus. I guess that's you. But first... It's a bowl. There's spit in it, reeking of tobacco. You know, really... Walking around, holding a yellow plastic bag like this, while being a detective, it should give me definitely something negative in authority. It is not a good look. Photos of men in overalls toting guns and Union placards. Babysitting imbeciles. You see hawthorn bushes outside. Alright, Titus.
This is where you say your bed.
A broad-shouldered man points at you with a beer can.
Detective.
The lieutenant acknowledges you with a sharp note. He is leaving it to me. Don't say anything yet.
Hey, dipshit. You hard of hearing or something? The boss man's talking to you.
Cross my arms.
What, is he fucking kidding? This guy high or something?
The little guy looks at his mates in disbelief.
Hey, asshole, up here. We're talking to you.
We are looking for Titus Hardy.
The lieutenant turns to the broad-shouldered man at the end of the table. We need to talk about the man hanged out back.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that one.
You're sure taking your time, waiting for him to get ripe and pretty for you, huh?
Oh, he was a real pretty boy by now. Real hot stuff. Letting out that pretty boy smell.
Time to go to work in the shit factory!
That's what my brain said when we woke up today.
Easy, boys. These janitors have a hell of a job cut out for them. I mean, I wouldn't go in there for $1 million.
He slaps his forehead. Well, we did have an interview with Everard yesterday, and he promised to give us help in cutting the man down. So, you may be shit out of luck, my friend. You may just be.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
Do a head count first. Connect these men to the tracks you saw in the yard. Chances are they're going to match.
Yeah, scan the room.
Starting from the right. Boot size 44. Blonde man. In his 30s. Overbearingly masculine. Sitting on his right, standard working boots, size 45 or 46. Eldest in the room, probably mid-50s. Smoker, quiet. Across at the other table, hobnailed working boots, size 43. Gang tattoos, Mesk or Sarah Mauritian, in his late 30s, early 40s.
So far, so good.
He spent his youth in Villa Labos, a housing project in the Jamrock Quarter. There were incarcerations. Hard to say what else. The ink is fading.
Thank you, Encyclopedia.
And then, standard working boot. Steel reinforced toes. Size 46. The big dick. Wide at the shoulders and lean at the hips. Rugby cap. Fingerless gloves. And numerous scars. A little under 40.
So basically the V shape.
The emblem on his vest says Rowing Club. A little patch below it reads T. Hardy, Captain. In the far corner, standard working boot. Steel reinforced toes. Size 44. 40-something. Non-alcoholic beverage in hand. You squint. Is that a plectrum?
Where?
On his neck. Forget it. It's not important.
Okay, then why point it out?
Let's call this one the musician.
Sure. And the little guy?
Size 41, with the light step. Not a child, after all. An older man with a rat face, mean, watery eyes, and 2 front teeth missing. In the middle, heaving and wheezing. Big guy. Boot size 46, deep marks. Probably carried the victim over. He alone is 130 kilos. Add the man in armor, and you could easily exceed 220.
I think we found our suspects.
In conclusion, these 7 are the actors on the crime scene. The footprints were theirs, but there's a discrepancy.
But there's also the fact that this isn't really evidence. Can't really rely on it. We need to dig deeper. And also, someone is missing. Yes, the odd soul.
Exactly. You've stood there for about 4 seconds, not saying anything. Hit them with questions. Where's the 8th Hardy?
The fuck is with you, fella?
Titus is staring at me with his head tilted. I found 8 sets of footprints, but there's only 7 of you. Where's the 8th Hardy boy?
What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy boy. There's 7 of us and we're all here.
He sizes me up.
Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy boy? We ain't hiring.
He shakes his head.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
She?
She? So there's an 8th Hardy, and it's a Hardy girl? Who might it be? Elizabeth? The gardener?
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here. Now what the fuck do you want, cop?
It has to be good, if he won't let you pursue it. Looks like the lieutenant thinks so too.
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
Yes, hit him, Kim. Hit him.
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit. End.
He points at the lieutenant.
You're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you.
Good. We are all watching each other. Officer, your question.
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later.
Yes, I think we got what we needed. I'm going to take off now. I am looking forward to nailing these bastards. So, is the corpse down, or do we have to go... Hello. Do we have to go back to Everard? Everard. How do I get up here to the roof? No, he's still hanging up there. Have I found a way to get up to the roof? Let's take a look. Let's run around a little bit more, Kim. Just a little bit. If there's a way up, it's gotta be through here. I mean, it could be through that door, I guess, but... Because there's nothing out here, yeah? Nope. So, where the hell would the... Yeah, move in. Also, you can probably turn off the water. I do want to get up there. Nothing on the front page rings a bell. Strange. Can't go through here because there's a... That door is locked. Don't have the key. Oh, we'll get back to that. We'll find a way. We do need to talk to some lorry drivers to do the whole drug investigation we've been saddled with.
I am a gander and a hunter and a gatherer. Feel like a traveler.
The man mutters to himself, accenting the beat as he goes. Still.
A simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes.
Haven't we already talked to this guy, though? What's going on here?
It's the jam, my man.
Yeah, we've already had this conversation. Or did we have this conversation and then I died by trying to punch Kuno? It might be.
It's a traffic
What's
jam.
the jam?
Buddy.
Yep.
Meanwhile, we're
Traffic
all
jam.
stuck here. Yeah.
Limbo.
It's official. He too agrees.
Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tie. Yeah, imagine. So tell me, what do you need?
Yeah, I've definitely done this. What are you hauling anyway?
Oh, high-grade narcotics.
He's joking.
He's merely joking.
Okay, what are you actually hauling?
Can't even get a few jokes past you, my man. I've got another haul of found cargo.
Yeah, right, he had the
Mostly sporting
tracksuits, and
goods,
he didn't want to
tracksuits
give
and
me a
that kind of thing. They
tracksuit.
usually get shipped to Grodd and the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Ilma run.
Is nothing
Not unless
illegal?
They've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road.
That's your
This
machine
run
behind
beauty.
you, and I think I could recognize
Sure
the...
like a rash you can't get rid of.
A motor lorry, also called a cameo.
Good eye, my man. Yup, she's an old one. But
I had
reliable.
other
The
questions.
man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
You seem like a man who knows about drugs.
Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know? But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
Let me be straight with you. I'm trying to figure out who's smuggling drugs out of Terminal B.
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamrock.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration.
Who do you think could be conducting the drug trade then?
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
Alright, I'll do that. I'm good for now. Good talk. See you later.
Don't be a stranger.
So I guess I never had that conversation after I died. I died morally. I did a moral death. You're the racist lorry driver, though. What about you? Your apples.
Looking for something?
The lorry driver recognizes you. What was that argument all about?
It's about biological determinism, natural law, the sorting of the races.
He spits on the ground.
Not the most popular topic nowadays, with the coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep.
I mean, I have had enough talking about races and genetics and type B, A, B, and C people. I do not need anymore. So let's talk about something else.
Suit yourself, officer. Hide your face in the sand if you so wish.
Right now, I think I will. But you're a lorry man, right? What is your stance on drugs?
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body.
He says while taking a long drag on his cigarette. Which is technically also a drug, just, you know.
You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector.
Please do go on.
They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage.
Hold on, but they make alcohol in Ilmara too. I was told they do.
I don't go for that foreign piss. Proper booze is made in Mundi. Or sometimes I like a dram of that Yugograd vodka. Koikos and worse much, but they do no booze.
Listen, I agree. It's our responsibility to keep this poison off the streets of Revachol, right?
He eyes you warily, unsure how to respond. This goes on for about 2 seconds. Then,
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
He puffs on his cigarette. So why are you still hanging around here? Most of the other lorrymen have left.
What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking on at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
Ass cancer.
there was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
I did see one lorry with the trailer doors open on my way here. Do you know what happened?
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved this country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some kip boys smashed his lock and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it.
You're just having a casual conversation about genetics like you do.
Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
He takes a long suck on his cigarette, appearing to savor the taste.
If they were getting drunk inside the Whirling in Rags, how could they know who broke into the lorry?
Yeah, if you were all at the Whirling, how do you know it was Kips who broke into the lorry?
What? Aren't we allowed to say that it's the Kips who do all the stealing around here? That's not rotor science, man.
Rotor science? Oh man, just... No, you're not really allowed to say that. I mean... allowed. Well, if it's not you, then who is running drugs through Terminal B?
Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well.
Who is that?
He's a Samaran guy who likes to pretend he's some kind of businessman. Really, he's just selling his employer stuff. Stuff he stole after he broke the seals on his Humanox lorry.
Mm-hmm. And where do I find this guy?
Just follow the smell. It smells like apricot and oil when you're nearby.
The lorryman lets out a raspy croak at his own sense of humor.
Yes, yes. Where is he?
Looks like I offended your partner there. Too bad. Sea Lang's usually a little bit south of here, near the canal. You can't miss him. Just watch yourselves.
Ah, see, right. I know who you're talking about. The guy who the shop guy. I found him yesterday, Monday. That is, Monday in game.
His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. He's your man, all right. 100%.
He nods in a sagely manner, then another puff of that cigarette.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sea Lang himself has to say.
Guess we need to pay him a visit then.
Guess so.
He grins, contented with himself. Now, kindly piss off. I'm gonna go cash in my comically large novelty check. And she is still here. I have a large check for you.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
No, I need to exchange this novelty check for cash.
Wow. I didn't know you worked for the Union, sir.
She rolls up the giant novelty check, looks like she's seen it before, and slips it under the counter.
Anything else I can do for you?
No, you don't work for the Union. The Union works for you by supplying you with cash.
Yeah, that's not how it works, but sure.
Blow the whole thing on speed and gin right now. Speed and gin. Great combo. Ask some local dealers, maybe.
No, Electrochemistry, we have been over this. We shan't. We really shan't, but we will get like 30
machine
cents.
Stands in the corner. Your bottles clunk into the machine.
8. I had 8 bottles. And I've got basically all the bottles from my room. Now, while we are here, we might as well speak to Manana. Looks like fewer people today. Hello, Manana.
So, how'd you like our harbor?
He stares at you with his hazy eyes.
You've been in there, he means. Talked to the boss man, too.
Well, you know, it was nice enough.
It's but a rest area on the path leading across open plains.
He notes solemnly, then turns to me, a wide smile adorning his face.
Right. You talk to the boss, eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk.
Evrar said you had a key to a door?
A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open?
He said it belonged to a weasel.
Oh, say no more. I got you.
He taps the side of his nose with a little wink.
I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say.
Saw an opportunity and I took it. I'm a hustle grinder. I'm not really doing this for political reasons.
Oh, so the none of the above type, are you?
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I like to keep my distance too. But it doesn't matter. It's a good thing you're doing. Thanks.
You are welcome.
What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the whirling in rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
I have been there, actually. Found the locked door too.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter.
His gaze wanders off into the distance.
None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess.
Anything else I should know about this task? This weasel person? When he'll be home?
I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for.
The man takes a big sip from his flask.
He means he's not going to tell you cause he doesn't know. But he will shoot his mouth off with you now that you're working for Everard.
Actually, do you know anything about the Hardy Boys?
Los Ardis? They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Everard's law. But really, they're just like you.
Alright. Any idea who killed the hanged man?
The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing?
He shakes his head solemnly. The merc was hanged with a very specific type of cargo belt, one often used in heavy transport areas, for example, harbors.
What a thought! Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Unless they were pushed, of course.
Mm-hmm. Pushed how? And that still doesn't make it right.
Your dead guy was an enemy combatant.
Now, hold up. What exactly does that mean?
He was an agent of the opposition, attempting to undermine our honorable efforts.
Mm-hmm. And since you said that, I have to ask, Manana, did you kill him?
I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organizations like our union have all sorts of men, with all sorts of skills.
So without saying it, you're basically saying that the dock workers killed him.
Understood. This has been of limited use. Still, thank you.
The lieutenant takes a note.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search. Sure, I'm glad it's not my search.
He takes another sip from his flask. Good talking to you. Gotta run. I gotta go talk to an Uber racist about getting a corpse down. Man, I am all over the place today. This is not where I intended to go first, but now we're here.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
You know, I'm not going to get into more racial talk with you, but Everard told you to help us get the body down from the tree.
So it was. You surmounted the harbor wall in a display of athletic prowess to reach my superior, then had him give me an order. I salute your cunning, and I will remove the body from the tree with my bare hands.
I take it to say you mean you're impressed slightly?
You're so noble, Measurehead.
Oh, fuck off.
There's a but.
There's always a but.
But while I am gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone needs to be you. Both of you.
Lieutenant, what if we don't want to do that?
This is the uncomfortable result of not taking it on ourselves. I can live with a compromise.
Fair.
Listen to your little friend. He is wise in his childlike way. His mysterious race may yet prove fierce competition to my heroic haplogroup.
Alright then, we'll wait here while you go and take down the body with your bare hands.
Babe, see that they stay here the whole time.
It shouldn't take a muscly guy like him too long.
The woman's gaze follows Measurehead as he leaves.
No sneaking off and getting freaky with him. You stay here.
So, you guys are like cops or something?
Why are you with Measurehead?
Look at him. His craniometric perfection. Are you cops or what?
We're just trying to keep things from going to complete shit.
Have you ever thought that maybe things should go to shit? I'm Katya, by the way.
Didn't ask and don't care.
You hear that? That sound. He's breaking something.
Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish I could see it.
I also wish I could see it.
Look at you! RCM rent-a-cops! Guarding that bridge like Everott's lapdogs! Is this where it's at now? The RCM is for sale!
And who are you? What is your business here? Why are your clothes 4 sizes too small for you?
Why are your clothes? Oh. That's none of your business. Good shot, Kim.
A shrill laughter interrupts you, echoing across Martinez. It's Kuno. Then,
fucking Kuno.
The man turns to look behind him at the behemoth appearing around the corner, approaching him, walking past him.
The corpse has been removed from the tree. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with Ray's victory today.
There has been no side choosing. We did what we had to do to keep order.
And what you had to do was to become a Union man for all to see.
Why are you not with the Hardy Boys?
I am not the first line of defense. I am the last. In addition, these so-called Hardy Boys are an effeminate clique of bodybuilders. Their company is spiritually degrading.
But you're all part of the Union?
The Hardy manlets are on the pay of the company. I answer to the Union alone. And I do this out of Ray's heroism. Finance is an alien concept to the Simonees.
Mm-hmm.
Now leave me be. I must luxuriate in the company of my woman.
You're gonna bang, got it. I'm out. Guess we can go back to the corpse. As long as Kuno hasn't completely screwed it over. Somehow, some way. Fine, let's check this. It says GRIH. Come on, Kim. We're going on a jog. We're going on a jog. Man, I was so set on going for the supernatural thing immediately, but now we got the corpse down. Yep, there it is. Oh, he just broke everything. At least we can look at the corpse now.
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side.
Well, it's down.
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy.
A field autopsy?
Yes. 1. Investigation of the scene. 2. Initial examination of the victim. 3. Field autopsy. 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue. We are on number 3.
And are we, you know, do we have the thingamajig for doing a field autopsy? Are we educated enough? Are we trained in it?
The RCM's 4-phase murder scene processing manual.
The fuck are they on about?
Shut up.
Cop's gonna cut his shit up.
Shut up. Well, don't we have someone else for this? A doctor, maybe?
No, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain, from autopsy to cleanup to social work, everything.
Wait, honorary rank of detective?
An honor and a burden attached to your rank once you've proven yourself able, usually after 5 to 8 years of field work. Mine is lieutenant detective.
I see. Well, yes, I do feel like a detective.
You are. Your station would not have assigned you on this case if you weren't. Now...
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
First, what exactly is a field autopsy?
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
He puts on a pair of latex gloves.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Mundi, is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single, Et puis descend, to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea.
Do you have another pair of gloves?
Unfortunately, no.
I kinda need a pair then. Can we return to this shortly? We have glove hunting to do.
Let's not go glove hunting, please. Let's use division of labor. I perform the anatomical side, while you take notes.
Alright, we just fill this in, right? I show him the red field autopsy form in my ledger of hatred.
That's right.
Okay. Open my ledger at the field autopsy form.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts.
3 parts, okay.
Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with
1. Assistant.
That's you.
Harry Dubois.
The corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says
2. Coroner's case number
KK57-0803.0815.
And you just knew that on the top of your head. I'm guessing the KK stands for Kim Kitsuragi. That would probably be your coroner number then.
KK equals Kim Kitsuragi. 57 equals Precinct
Nice.
57, followed by his date 0803 and time of arrival 0815 on the scene. He's indexed the case after himself, not you.
Which is fair because he is doing the actual autopsy.
That's because he doesn't want to bring up the messy question of your initials.
HDB? HB? Why would that be messy? No, just write it down. He's doing the autopsy. He can get the yes. Write it down.
Next.
3. Name.
NA. Next.
Okay. Date of birth.
NA.
Age. Let me guess. NA.
Roughly 50.
Dry 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side.
I'm gonna write about 42.
He nods.
Race?
Mondial.
Mondial. Okay. Whatever that is.
Fair to olive-skinned, from the Isola of Mundi. This is as vague as it gets. You might as well say whitish.
Is that where the Corpus Mundi volcano is? That we just learned about? Let's write it down. Mundial.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Number 7. Sex.
Fucky!
The little monster exclaims energetically. I want to shoot her between the eyes.
Male.
Male.
Pigs can have sex?
Right? Male.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
Date of death.
We're still going with March 4th, 51.
Right, 040351.
What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
Mm-hmm.
KK 57 0503 0815 listens motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
Evidence of treatment.
None, at least not after the initial examination.
What exactly is treatment anyway?
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Lividity pointed to a lynching.
Then again, the right lividity is easy to produce if you know what you're doing.
He places his hand on the dead man's chest as if in preparation.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-Delorian burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, like drizzle. There is darkness in the shed.
A child corpse, then? Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach.
Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette bull-like against the window. Outside, Grand Coudon. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Dawson. Hand extended, he approaches, to make sure she is dead more than anything else. The building is tall, 7 stories wind-wrapped in solitude. Most of the apartments are unoccupied. This was a suicide. The other, an accident. The small one.
So the obese woman was a suicide. The child was an accident.
And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today. 42 stations of breath.
We should start the post-mortem.
Turn the page.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
1. External examination summary.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
He turns the body onto its side to check the underwear label.
See, it's happening.
See, huh?
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
Babrodine, okay.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
Write it down.
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
Wait, so blood flowed downwards after he died, and I guess the blood dried, and that's why they're fused to the skin. Okay, write that down.
The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design.
Keep writing it down.
Tattoos.
He stands up, the feet planted on either side of the body.
The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo resembling a microelectronical circuit board. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white.
And we have a photo of it.
The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini.
Oh, we're gonna attach it to the case file? Well, as long as we can take it up and still show it to people. Write it down.
The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color, yellow. Length, 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end.
Write it down.
Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature, below freezing.
See, age 42. Or is he only saying that because I insisted on putting down age 42? It might be. Keep writing it down.
Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
Write down short light brown, male pattern baldness. Is there female pattern baldness? Probably.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs. Consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Motherfucking kid threw stones at corpse. Asked permission to shoot kid and associate kid between the eyes.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max.
Like said.
Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest. Consistent with predation.
Write down.
Ligature mark.
The lieutenant produces a small folding knife. With the other hand pulling on the belt, he starts cutting into the polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious that the material cannot be cut.
The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
May I try?
It's no use. We should get chain cutters. You can try with them. I have a pair in the toolbox of my kinema.
Alrighty, let's go get them.
Damn corpse. We had a good rhythm going.
The lieutenant gets up and brushes his pants. I mean, we're only gonna go to your speed train, Kuno, leaving. I really hate those two kids. Wait.
Snow covers the white on blue police livery of the motor carriage. The white colors nearly meld together.
Wait, why am I even thinking about this? Wasn't I supposed to
do something important? Something murder related? There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery.
Right, stop and smell the roses, or in this case, stop and gaze at the vehicle.
This is a Caprice Kinema, the Caprice Motor Corps follow-up to their highly successful workhorse, Caprice 40, and the answer to the Lum's racing breed, Ferv series. With its air-cooled, rear-mounted 12-cylinder compression ignition engine, driving the rear wheels through a 4-speed manual gearbox, the Kinema is able to reach 100 kilometers per hour in 13.5 seconds and go on to a top speed of 180 kilometers an hour.
Alright, won't it roll over in the first sharp corner?
The high center of balance is offset by a large battery bank mounted at the bottom of the cabin, feeding all the auxiliary systems and making the Kinema effectively a mobile power plant.
Alright, turn my attention to the motor carriage itself.
Even at a standstill, the unibody Caprice Kinema looks sleek and dynamic. The cabin is tilted frontward to give it a more aggressive, hunched look. Someone has waxed it recently.
Alright. That machine really puts the loco back in locomotion. Very cool.
You want to take a closer look?
This is a fine machine. I run my hand over the smooth metal surface.
Yes. An extraordinary machine.
There's gentleness in the lieutenant's voice as his eyes run over the vehicle's contours.
It's nice and all, but why so modest? Put some zing into it. Flare it up. Slam it down.
Yeah, we should really get those spinny hubcaps back that we sold, shouldn't we? So we can put some pizzazz on this vehicle.
Helium headlights would improve the range and quality of the visual field a lot.
Have you ever thought about switching to helium headlights?
Actually, I have a pair at home. Just haven't gotten around to fitting them yet. I need to lay some wiring for the ballast first.
If we ever get this case solved, maybe we can do it together?
Maybe. Yes, definitely maybe.
Yeah, definitely maybe. That's a no.
And it means no.
What's it packing there in the engine?
130.
I reckon that's a 7-liter V12 there.
That's what, a 7-liter V12?
7.2. Supercharged.
The lieutenant is trying to suppress a smug smile. Unsuccessfully. Alright, let's move. We're here for some chain cutters.
You see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out, a metallic drawer slides out from under the seat and clicks.
Yes, the chain cutters
are long and sleek. Snap, snap, go the cutters in your hand.
Yeah, that's... yeah. Every time I pick up a scissor or anything, I gotta go snap, snap. So, yeah, I get that.
You can do good work with these. Cut chains, locks, and ropes, especially belts.
I should probably take the pry bar with me just in case.
The pry bar feels nice and cold in your hand, heavier than you'd think.
Don't worry, Kim, you'll get them back.
Useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids.
Push in the toolbox.
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheater gauge casts a warm glow on the steering levers and the radio on its hook.
No, we're done. Let's get back to the corpse, shall we, Kim? Finish the field autopsy before we go find more cases. Thank you. Let's get back to it.
The rotting man lies on his side with his eyes looking straight through you. His body is supine and open to intrusion by autopsy. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
External examination. Now that we have the chain cutter, let's cut the belt.
Mm-hmm. Cut with as much precision as you can, please.
Asking me to cut?
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
Look for a good spot to cut.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the east.
That is... No. Why did you have to say that? Every time I'm baking something, I'm gonna think about this now. Oh, why?
The knot is the weak spot. The chain cutters fit in there. Steady now. Like a flower arranger. 2 cuts and it should come loose.
There we go. Hi, +3. Interfacing gave instructions. Thank you, interfacing. So cut the belt off.
After some deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow.
Press down.
Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck.
The lieutenant has kneeled closer, running his finger along the dark red groove until there's a gap.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters.
Write it down.
Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia...
He pulls down the man's underpants, and we're just waiting for some crude words from Kuno and his lackey.
No! Let's get out and see!
I fucking knew it!
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
Write it down and move on. Ignore the assholes.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
Mm-hmm.
In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
I mean, that could be from the stones, maybe?
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades. Dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
This scarring is extensive, way more than a law official's.
Mm-hmm. We have a real museum here. Of battles, wars.
Okay, I'm writing it down.
Last item. Hands.
He takes the man's right hand in his, inspects it, then moves on to the other hand. I'm gonna let the lieutenant work alone.
Hands are clean. No sign of a recent struggle.
Were we expecting any?
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment.
Yeah, it's okay. Maybe we should look for some nose plugs or something.
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
He has buried his face in the sleeve of his jacket. Internal examination summary.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
Nope. Right, none available.
Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
I am getting so tired of these two little shit stains.
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable.
I mean, that would make sense if it's here in the neck somewhere if he was hanged. So yeah, write it down.
Respiratory system.
Back hunched as if in prayer, he begins to pry open the dead man's jaws. He stops to exert more force. Both hands are used.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound.
Mm-hmm.
Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
Look inside the dead man's mouth. I can look. I'm not gonna touch, but I can look.
No scream. No sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again. Straight in that mouth of his.
Yeah, write it down and back the heck off.
Hepatobiliary. NA.
He wipes his mouth. Why? Don't we have anything? I don't even know what hepatobiliary is.
Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
He looks at the corpse's stomach with a mixture of tiredness and disgust. No, I don't think so.
Neither am I.
Yeah, right, none available.
Same for toxicology and serology. NA.
Right, none available.
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging.
Writing it down.
Gastrointestinal.
He breathes a sigh of approaching relief. This is the last field on the list. He looks around, to the ground, the pool of feces there.
This will do.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
He touches the corpse's bloated lower abdomen. Briefly. Write it down. Keep the voila.
What's next on the list?
A description of injuries, a summary.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
Alright, what about the bite marks?
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted.
Alright.
Fatal injury by seagulls?
I think I pressed once, but I think it double pressed. Okay, it's not a fatal injury then?
Yes, it's...
non-fatal post-mortem.
That's right. What's next?
Contusions.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
Yes, this little shit stain down here. Continue.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
You're so lucky I don't have my gun.
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Write it down.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
Non-fatal post-mortem.
Right. Next.
What's the 4th injury field for?
Nothing. Just in case.
Alright. Next is ligature mark.
A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Which would mean then that he was unconscious when he was hung, I guess? Write it down.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible.
Yeah, I think this would be opinion fatal injury.
That's it. We have established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves much to be questioned. But it's a start.
And you have to start somewhere.
Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
We're getting... I think I have 3 skill points now. Right, first, how did it go?
Well, we established probable cause of death. Some would say that's the goal of an autopsy.
And what else?
We were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
I agree. You did very well, Kim.
Oh yeah. Well done, Master Detective. Maybe a drink is in order?
Electrochemistry? No. What now?
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg.
You will leave me alone? Is that wise, leaving me alone? Rip out a copy of the autopsy pages.
For processing.
He looks at the dead man one more time, then at the slip of red paper in his hand, then at the corpse again.
You tilt your head, also looking at the corpse. I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something.
-1. Yep. Let's check the body one more time, thoroughly. Or maybe tell me something, dead man.
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
Oh, no, we already talked to you.
Come back later, Corporal.
You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs. Maybe you should be more thorough.
Look under his fingernails like Kim already did.
His fingernails have turned dark. They're chipped and quite long. There is dirt under them. That's all.
Do you think we missed something?
Yes, there's something we're just not seeing.
Okay, well, we are in livor mortis here. He is disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body if we want to conduct another examination, and we need to do it fast.
Alright, where do we find a fridge for the body?
It would have to be industrial in size. Let's start by asking Gart at the Whirling in Rags and the Fritz store down at the gates. If they don't know, but only if all else fails.
Fuck are you looking at, Beano man? You want a piece of the Kuno? Wanna get fucked?
give me strength to not want to pummel his face in.
Only if all else fails.
He stresses, I agree.
Kuno looks like he gets around. Knows Martinez. And its fridges too, probably.
Yeah, let's hurry on.
This is one task we cannot sideline. With every hour, whatever we are looking for will become harder to find.
So we need to fridge the body immediately. I guess that's the next task we're gonna do. First ask Gart, then go to Fritz. Maybe we can even pay Gart for the room at the same time. But we're doing that next time. If you made it this far, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Remember that you are always appreciated. So please, take care of yourself and do your best to stay kind, yeah? Hope to see you around.